favor say aye. Aye. All opposed, like sign. All right, you'll notify them, Diane. All right, that takes care of that. The next one there, the county manager has 2 points that we need to discuss as far as the grant administrative contract.
Yeah, actually it's going to become 3, I think, by the end, but we'll start with the grant administrators. You have before you the contract to administer the EDA $900,000 grant and the Rule Center $700,000 grant, which I believe is going to have a welcoming reception next Wednesday the 9th at the Merchants Mill Pond Center. The way Mike Scott advised, and I believe last time he was here, was that we did one contract to write the grants, and then this is the separate contract to actually administer the grants. Are there any questions?
One of these grants is actually will be paid through the grant. The other one.
Right, yeah, let me clear that up if you would. The EDA grant is not reimbursable through the grant. The Rule Center administration is reimbursable through the grant.
So in other words, we're spending $25,000 and $35,000, of which one is not reimbursable?
$25,000.
How much?
$25,000.
So 35 is actually coming out of, how about the other grant that's going to be done? What you were talking about?
We haven't been awarded another one.
Which other grant?
Which grant talking about?
Well, you said one was coming.
Yeah.
No,
How much is
I'm
that?
telling you, the Rule Center is the
Rule
one
Center
that's being
grant.
announced next week.
That's this
And how
one we're
much is
talking.
that?
That's the the 35,000 is the EDA, the 25,000 is the Rule Center grant. It's the same grant.
How about the third one? You said there might be a third one coming a few minutes ago.
No, I was saying the Rule Center is going to be announced
Oh.
Wednesday.
That's the official now.
It's the official announcement.
So, we don't have the expertise to do this?
No.
You're not capable of doing that, Toby?
I don't think we want to discuss my capabilities. In
I know you're not.
I do about administering this grant, yes, sir.
That's right.
Are you capable of doing this grant?
Mm-hmm.
Why are we paying someone else? When we have, I've read these right here.
Mm-hmm.
And trying to look at what
Sick.
is going on here. Now, I've done a lot of government, had Sarbanes-Oxley, Bureau of Census, several of these things. There are templates out there to do this stuff. Are you capable of doing this?
No.
And if so, why not? Why should I spend $25,000 and $35,000? I have 5 people up here, and you. Why does the county have to do this? Why?
Why?
What are we paying you for?
Uh-oh.
I'm not even going to entertain or dignify it with an answer.
Gentlemen, this is getting outrageous.
No, it's not.
We're
No,
here
it's
to
not.
clear.
Question.
It's a good question, and the answer's not coming.
Oh,
Let's let it go.
why is that?
The question is here, we hired Mike Scott when the original started the process to write and administer these grants. These are the contracts to do this. We already had the contract for the writing, and these are the contracts to administer the grants after we received them.
Again, Mr. Chairman, respectfully, I ask, why are we not qualified to do this?
Amen.
What level of expertise do we need?
That's right.
We hired, Henry, you want to talk this? You were part of this originally too, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, to be a grant administrator, there's a lot of things you have to do to administer this grant as far as following the progress, reports. There's just a lot of things to it, and I'm not sure that the county manager's time would even allow him to do that.
What?
In addition to what his daily duties are.
Oh, my God.
This is why you have built into the grant administration fees. And some of, as has been pointed out, some of the grants don't have a built-in administration fee. So, if the county is going to benefit by $500,000, $250,000, to pay $25,000 to administer a grant is certainly a good deal. So, you know, I'm not sure but I know we should not look at this as if, you know, the county's paying $25,000. What we're doing is we're paying $25,000 to get $200,000. So, you know, looking in that light, sometimes you've got to pay a little something to get something. And there again, you know, I'm not sure that we want to tie the county manager down to administering grants, because there is quite a bit involved in doing that. So, that would be my response to this. The other part would be that, you know, before we move forward on the first one, the agreement for the Grant Administration Services, Gates County Economic Development Administration Grant Project, Gates County. On the second sheet, I think we need a little clarification on the legal remedies. It says in the last sentence, it says, if failure to accomplish project activities is based on events beyond the control of the county, this commitment may be partially waived by the county with prior approval by the Division of County Assistance. So it seems like maybe that should have been the contract. If failure to accomplish this project activities is based on events beyond the control.
I'm not sure that sentence belongs in that paragraph, to be honest with you. You're talking about the federal EDA, and then in the sentence they're talking about the State Division of Community Assistance. My recommendation is that that sentence be stricken, and I don't believe it's appropriate in this contract.
All right, well, that's, yeah,
Who's the contract written by?
Mike Scott.
yeah.
Same when we get the minister.
Isn't Mike pretty proficient? I mean, his reputation in these things is, from what I understand, talking to other counties, and is that when they get a chance to use him, they do it, and they do use him, and I would believe that this would be standard.
If the board wishes, I can clarify that one sentence without holding anything else up.
Yeah, if we get clarification on that,
Yes,
make
sir.
sure that.
Okay.
Oh, my
Now,
God.
assuming
There again.
it gets stricken, is that still permissible? And if it does, is the house is still permissible? So we don't have a situation where things being modified and not from the board.
All right. That's acceptable to me.
So, how many man hours would you estimate would be involved in this?
I don't have an idea. You know, I can guess, and my guess would be purely something I have to pull out of the sky, but I, with what my dealings have been with grants so far, there's a lot of work that goes into it. You've got to have maintain a lot of documentation, a lot of follow-up. You know, I would envision that, you know, for this particular grant, that Mike would certainly allot probably 10 to 15% of his time, or at least 10%, in monitoring this grant. And you know, that's what that would add up to. I'm not sure, but you know, when you can look at the requirements in here, what it's talking about. When you're talking about assuring project activities and expenditures are accomplished in accordance with EDA grant requirements and guidelines, you know, this person is experienced. He's done this many times. He knows what those guidelines are. And I'm not, you know, I wouldn't expect our people to know all those requirements, because they don't work on day by day. But this is what he does, and when you work with something like that continuously, you're proficient. To put that on someone else, you know, it might take Mike 10% of his time, but to put it on one of our employees would probably take 25% of their time, because they would spend a lot of time having to try to get familiar with various documents and so forth. So I guess I would probably say 10%.